Day 2 of the World Poker Tour, LAPC, $10,000 buy-in tournament. Over 500 are entered so far, so we're going to look at about 600 people total in the field. The good news is we're still in. The bad news is we have about half of our starting stack, 22,000 chips. We ran into quite a few tough spots yesterday, as you can see in part 1 of the vlog. But that doesn't mean we're out. We can catch a heater. We can find some good spots. We can gain some momentum, double up, and start dominating our table. Our table draw is pretty soft. I've handed mobbed most of them, and we should have a big edge. So let's apply our edge and get the job done. Let's bag up 200K tonight. With blinds at 500, 1,000, a few hands into the day, I pick up pocket 10s under the gun. 22,000 chips, so we make it 2,200 to go. Definitely could jam here, but I think it's better to play our opponents more, depending on the action. If they flat, if they 3-bet, who ISOs, stuff like that. We can always get away from 10s or get extra value from some dead money. Action folds around to the big blind. Who folds? And we take it down. Blinds are still 500, 1,000, 1,000. Action folds to me in the cutoff. I have pocket kings. Love pocket kings. No need to open jam at this point with 20 blinds. I think we can have a balanced min-raise range. So we make it 2,000 to go. Action folds to the small blind. Randall Emmett, supposed Hollywood producer, puts in the call. And an elderly Caucasian male puts in the call in the big blind. We're 3 ways to a flop. No ace. The flop comes deuce, deuce, 5, 2 diamonds. We have the king of diamonds. Randall Emmett takes a deep breath and shoves all in for 60,000. Big blind only has about 20,000, and so do I, so it's a big jam regardless. Big blind folds, and we snap call. He has jack 6 of diamonds. Let's hold. The turn is an ace of hearts, and the river is a king of clubs. We get a full double.
That sucks. That was the hand. Check.
Action folds to me in the low jack. I have ace king. Gonna make it 2,200. A little bit bigger sizing with the stack depth. Asian male, age 40 to 70 on my direct left calls. Randall Emmett puts in the 3-bet to 6,000. He has about 25,000 to start. Action folds back to me. Loving this spot. He's a real action player. Ace King at the top of our range. Let's put in the warm 4-ball. 17,000 to go. Asian male on my left folds, and Randall Emmett shoves all in for 25,000. Of course, we call. We show our Ace King, and he shows King Queen offsuit, and he starts begging for a queen. I say, no, just flop an ace. He's like, no, queen, 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 here comes the queen. Flop comes. King 8-3, 2 spades. The turn is the 7, and the river is a deuce. We eliminate Randall Emmett, and we now have around 80,000 chips. Hell of a start to the day, 1 hour in.
Finally. Boom.
Boom.
How much is that, dude?
Under the gun +1 shoves all in for 7,700. Middle position flat calls 7,700 with 20,000 behind. Folds to us in the cutoff, and we have ace king offsuit. So great isolation spot. Hopefully we can get the flatter to fold and be heads up versus the desperate shorty. So I make it 16,000 to go. Very small, but this is what I do with kings or aces. So we want him to fold out all of his mid pairs. That would flat the initial shove. Action does fold back to him, and he eventually tank folds. We're heads up against ace-6 suited for a nice 20K plus pot. The flop comes 4-4-6. He spikes his 3-outer. The turn is a 3, and the river is a deuce, and we double him up. Now on first break, 90-minute levels. One of them down. 4 more to go. 80,000 chips.
How's this guy playing your table?
Not very good.
My table's very soft until Byron Caverman joins. That's okay. We can just stay out of his way. Pick on the other guys. 30 minutes later, our table breaks. Our new table is not as soft. We have a lot of pros, some online regs, I don't know their names. Anthony Spinella and Brian Piccoli. And a couple softer spots would be Victor Ramden and Andy Frankenberger. So let's play some good cards. I play a few small pots, a few raise and take it. I did C-bet pocket 5s on King, Queen, 3. 3 spade board when I had the 5 of spades and it got through. That was a nice little pot. And yeah, we're sitting on exactly 90,000 going to 800, 1,600. 90 minutes at a time. Let's do it.
You do it Thursday, I'll be there. It's all Brian.
Snowboard guy.
He gets better and better.
Yeah.
Blinds at 1,000, 1,500, 1,500. Action folds to the button. A 50-year-old non-American male, shaved head. Makes it 4,000 to go. The small blind folds, and we're in the big blind with ace, king offsuit. 100,000 to start the hand. So we're going to make it 4x out of position. He has us covered. 16,000 to go. He thinks about it for a while and puts in the call. The flop comes 7, 6, deuce, 2 spades. And we got to continue our story of an overpair, so we bet 12,000. And he folds. A nice pickup. Action folds to the cutoff. Same 50-year-old Middle Eastern man. Makes it 3,500. I'm in the small blind with king, queen offsuit and 120,000. Great spot for a 3-bet. We 4x it to 14,000. Big blind folds. And the cutoff thinks about it and shoves all in for 150,000. Not the desired result, and we fold. Blinds at 1,000, 1,500. Under the gun +1 makes it 4,000. Brian Piccoli calls in the middle position. I'm on the button with queen 10 of diamonds and 110,000, so I put in the call. We're 3 ways to a flop. The flop comes 9, 6, 3, 2 diamonds. Original raiser bets 6,000. Brian Piccoli folds, and it's on us. Pretty easy call in position. Could raise, but no reason to do that just yet. We call, and the turn is a beautiful king of diamonds. We have the second nuts. Unfortunately, he checks. So he's probably going into pot control mode with a big pair, possibly a 1 diamond type hand. So we bet 16,000. He thinks about it for a while and puts in the call. The river is the 7 of diamonds. Not the card I wanted to see, but how many ace X with the ace of diamonds hands is he check calling the turn with? He could have a lot of sets, some 2-pair combos, not many, and maybe even some mid pairs that have a diamond in them. He thinks for a while and bets out 25,000. A very strange line. He's telling me he's got the ace of diamonds specifically. I'm sitting here with the second nuts. In theory, I should never fold this because then they could just bluff us off the second nuts all day long. But in reality, people don't bluff like this that often. I think about folding for a long time, but we're getting a pretty decent price. And we put in the call with the second nuts. And he shows ace for both diamonds. He could have stacked us on the turn. We got to look at the bright side and be happy we still have 50,000 left. 3 minutes remain till break. Action folds to me in the low jack, and I have 2 red 10s. I raise it up to 4,000. Action folds to the button, who thinks about it for a while, counts out his stack, and shoves all in 34,000 chips. Action's back to us, and we do have them covered. We have about 50K to start the hand. We got a premium, so let's call. Let's win. We call his shove, and he shows king jack of clubs. The flop comes all low cards, 1 club. The turn is a low club, and the river is a low club. He goes runner, runner, flush. I made the right call, but that's all we can do. Here's the video.
8 of clubs on the river.
The river.
Yeah, amazing offer right now.
Not for me. Why not?
Disgusting.
I didn't win.
They did a reverse shootout. Like a redraw. You knock 1%.
This is the third break. Going to 1,000, 2,000, 2,000, and I have 16,000 chips. Time to run good.
Yeah, I'm always back and forth.
Shot number 122. Shot number
Should have defended. Nice work.
Party pooper.
Oh yeah. I don't laugh. I was
You are. That's pretty
know it, but I was.
It's never fun finding spots to shove with 10 blinds, watching the other table have fun, joke it up, laugh in proportion with their chip stack. But we do find a good spot to shove with ace jack and get no calls. The next orbit I shove with ace king and get no calls. So we're up to 12 blinds. I'm under the gun +1 with ace 8 of diamonds. So I shove all in. Asian woman on my direct left goes deep into the tank. We're talking minutes, and eventually folds. Action folds to the big blind, who puts in the call. He has pocket tens. The flop comes queen high. And the turn is an ace. The river's a king, and we get a full double. We're up to 50,000 chips. Here's the video.
What, you would have won? Queen?
I won both.
What?
Ace queen.
Damn. Ace queen? You won them both, yeah.
Fold for a few orbits, and now we have 40,000 chips going to 1,500, 2,500, just under 20 blinds. Going to find some good reshove spots or some open shove spots. We're playing to win. No fear. Don't fear the Reaper. With blinds at 1,500, 2,500, 2,500. Faraz Jaka opens under the gun to 5,500. We're next to act with pocket jacks. He's repping a strong hand, but we have a strong hand. Anything we do here will look pretty strong. Probably not best to flat and induce more players in the pot with a vulnerable hand like jacks. Don't want a 3-bet induce, so we just rip it in. 45,000. Action folds back to Faraz, and he folds. We take it down. Action folds to us in middle position. We have 52,000 chips and 2 red 7s. So I don't think we can fold. I don't want to limp. Could raise, see what happens. Or we could just open jam. 22 blinds, 21 blinds, should be profitable long term. Pocket 7s, we're all in. Action folds at the cutoff that asks for an exact count. Thinks about it for a minute and puts in the call. Let's hope he has ace king, ace queen type hand. We're heads up. I show my 7s and he shows pocket kings. Flop comes, I believe, 6-5 deuce. Turns a 3 and the river. And route of the Commerce Casino. Goodbye, California. Good game, $10,000 buy-in. World Poker Tour event.